Hey, Wildcat fans! Welcome to the IHSHL North Central JV Gold Championship. Evanston versus Lake Forest. Obviously, the last game of the season. I'm back here, is that good? Go down there. It's not bad. Well, see, they didn't have any for the last. We had one last game, but they didn't have. Okay, so here in West Meadows, it looks like it'll be Thomas Feeney in net for Evanston. Evanston will be down both Titus Lee and Nate Miller today due to illness. So down to 13 skaters, but not unusual for this team this year. I like the goalie meetings they have. Okay, and it will be Thomas Feeney in net. Evanston should have second change for this game, being the home team. So they'll be able to match out in any dead puck. Any dead pucks. Oh, is it already going up?
It's kind of soft picture.
Jeez, Okay, so it looks like it'll be Donnell and Frizy on D, Nicholson, Kaiser, and Wernick up front. Nicholson takes the face off. Puck comes to Donnell. Back to Frizy. Over to Kaiser. Up the boards to Nicholson. Nicholson pursues to the corner. Puck kept in the zone by Wernick. Gets out to Donnell. Goes to neutral zone. Over to Frizy. Nicholson back to Frizy. Frizy. Kaiser. Over ice, center ice. Backhands to Nicholson. Nicholson wraps it around to Wernick, far corner. Nicholson. Kaiser goes to help. Puck tossed out. Neal keeps it in. Eli Neal keeps the puck in. Nicholson now along the blue. Throws it into the corner where Veland goes. Luke Brown pinches. Stops the puck. Press backs him up. Press Veland and Brown down there. Press comes out with it. Press shot. Eli Neal throws it back into the corner for Press. Brown now at the point. Brown throws it off the backhand shot by Alvarez. Saved. Too fast. Alvarez with pressure. Puck comes out to Brown at the center ice. Brown throws it in. Stick to the corner by Lake Forest. Brown backed up by Alvarez. Wernick. Neal changes direction. Back to Brown. Brown throws it in. Lake Forest throws one in on net. Donald in the corner. Nicholson now. Nicholson gets it up to Wernick. Brown. Luke Brown cross ice to Kaiser. Owen Kaiser. Frizy. Donald. Up to Wernick. Wernick chips it out. No icing after Lake Forest touches it. Nicholson on the forecheck. Puck kept in by Wernick along the far boards. Centers it to Nicholson. Back to Frizy. Nicholson takes us to the boards into the corner. Surveys passes. Shot by Press, just wide. Donald pinches. Lake Forest comes out. Nicholson. And Frizy. Puck thrown in behind Feeney. Wernick throws it up to the point. Feeney save. Shot by Lake Forest. Forest keeps it in. Wraps it around behind Feeney once again. Donald goes back to retrieve. Donald gets up to Press. Press now takes it out of the zone. Up to Wernick. Wernick dumps, goes for a change. Press on the forecheck. Veland now with pressure on the puck carrier. Neal. Veland with pressure in the corner. Puck comes out. Goes down the ice. Waved off for some reason. Neal has it. Neal takes it away. Up to Bostwick. Bostwick chips it out of the zone. Neal backhands it to Bostwick. Lake Forest is shot down. Puck knocked away. Veland now skates it out of the zone. Pass it up to Brown. Icing's waved. Brown. Neal comes down from the point. Kaiser keeps it in though. Kaiser throws it in deep and goes and chases behind the net. Kaiser changes direction. Leaves it for Nicholson. Nicholson in the circle, out to Brown. Brown shot tipped. Oh! Shot. Goal by Nicholson! 9:01. Nicholson with a rebound goal. Nicholson, Wernick, and Kaiser will stay out there up front. Donald and Frizy on D. Nicholson at the dot. Puck goes back to Donald's corner. Nicholson chases. Kaiser gets it out. No icing. Wernick on the forecheck. Wernick, this disrupts behind the neck, gets possession, takes to the corner. Press with pressure. Now Nicholson throws it in. Chases, gets it back. Skates around, backhand shot, blocked. Lake Forest comes out of the zone. Donald back on D. Donald disrupts. Saved by Feeney. Wernick backhands it to Nicholson. Comes back to Wernick. Wernick centers. Donald knocks man off the puck. Frizy. Up to Wernick. Wernick chips out. Nicholson. Press on the forecheck now. Now Shulkin. Press, throws in deep. Shulkin goes down on the forecheck. Shulkin in the corner. Bostwick in the corner. Puck takes a weird bounce out to Lang. Shulkin now. Shulkin back out to Brown to the point. Puck skips off his stick, but he's able to get back to Bostwick. Lang behind the net, passed it out to Neal. Neal skates in. Shot, blockered up and over. Luke Brown. Puck wrapped around. Eli Neal comes down, throws it in deep. Bostwick now with pressure. Puck comes out to Nicholson. Nicholson pass in the middle towards Lang. Bostwick throws it in. Knocked down by Lake Forest. Lake Forest gets it out to Neal. Neal's pass. Goes too far for an ice. Face-off will come down to the left of Feeney. Nicholson, Donald, and Kaiser out there up front. Wernick, sorry. Nicholson along the short board. Self-pass goes back to Kaiser. Now Nicholson back to Frizy. Frizy surveys. Frizy over to Wernick. Wernick enters the zone and throws it in deep. Puck wraps around in Nicholson's corner. Kaiser goes over to help. Donald pinches for a bit. Puck comes back to Frizy. Frizy tries to throw it up to Kaiser. Puck goes back to Frizy. Over to Donald. Donald up to Frizy. Frizy throws it forward to Wernick. Wernick gets the puck in deep. Evanston goes for a big change. Alvarez comes out on the forecheck. Press with pressure now. Alvarez. Neal came up and knocked the puck back to Lake Forest. Press with pressure. Veland, almost gets it away. Puck comes down Brown side. Neal goes in and staples the puck to the board. Backed up by Press. Press and Neal continue to battle along the boards. Neal kicks it out. Puck gloved by Feeney. Looks like it'll stay Brown and Neal on D. Alvarez, Press. Oops. Nope. Front line will be Nicholson, Wernick, and Kaiser, along with Brown and Neal. Nicholson, pressure on the puck. Nicholson gets it out of the zone. Now Neal comes away with it. Kaiser in the neutral zone. Kaiser along the boards. Brown scoots it forward. Neal comes up. Neal throws it forward. Wernick, Brown shot. Donald and Frizy come out on D. Front line changes also. It'll be Alvarez, Press, and Velan. Velan to the left of Alvarez, press to the right. Press with pressure in the corner. Now Velan comes in. Puck wrapped around by Lake Forest, comes out to the point. Donald shot. Puck comes down. Donald's back on D. Donald. Press. Alvarez. Lake Forest wraps around. Puck comes to Frizy. Frizy up to Velan. Velan centers. Press. Lake Forest throws it down along the boards. Alvarez battling along the boards. Backed up by Press. Press and Alvarez along the boards. Now Donald comes in, takes the puck. Donald skates it out of the D zone. Over the red. Shot. Saved by Lake Forest. Nicholson, Kaiser, and Wernick up front. Brown and Neal on D. Nicholson wins it back to Brown. Puck skips over and out. Neal now. Eli Neal backhands it to Brown. Brown along the boards. Kaiser enters the zone. Kaiser continues to battle. Corner. Gets it out to Neal. Puck knocked away, goes to Brown. Brown throws the puck in deep. Lake Forest stops it behind there. Brown stops at the point. Gets it down to Wernick on the boards. Nicholson over to Kaiser. Kaiser's shot just high. Kaiser now. Kaiser takes the puck, back to Neal. Penalty on Nicholson. At the 2:30 mark of the first period. Looks like it'll be boarding. Looks like a 2 and a 10 on Nicholson for the board. Kaiser, Donald, Frizy, and Wernick are out there on the PK. Kaiser now with pressure on the point. Shot wide. Wernick, sorry. Donald with pressure on the puck. Wernick now. Wernick gets it, throws it out. Wernick with the clear. Kaiser on the forecheck. Kaiser gets it. Kaiser shot. Save. Kaiser with good pressure. Alvarez intercepts the pass, throws it back in. Evanston's killed out the first 45 seconds of the penalty. Puck comes down, press with pressure. Donald, saved by Feeney. Oh! Puck covered up by Feeney. 58 seconds left in the Evanston PK. Face off to the right of Feeney. It'll be Brown and Neal on D. Press and Alvarez up front. Alvarez at the dot. Brown with pressure. Puck comes out. Shot high. Press. Press has got it. Gets it out of the zone. Alvarez with pressure. Comes down Brown side, Alvarez. Goal by Lake Forest at 106, power play goal. The Alvarez press and Velan up front, Neal and Brown on D. Alvarez wins it back to Brown. Brown. Alvarez with pressure. Neal skates it over the red line. Press with pressure. Oh. Brown. Alvarez throws it into the corner. Velan chases. Velan in the corner. Alvarez now along the boards. Neal steps up. Brown back on D.
Sit.
Thrown away by Brown there. That was Press right now. Press clears it. That was Brown with a nice knockaway with his hand after the save by Feet. That was great. Smart play. 13 seconds left in the period. The Donnell and Friese, Kaiser, Wernick, and Alvarez. Oh, sorry, and Shulkin. Kaiser will take the face-off. Donnell along the boards, throws it up towards Wernick. Puck thrown in offsides by Lake Forest. They go back, tag up. Friese now, pass it to the corner with Shulkin. End of the first period, tied 1-1. Okay, so start of the second period. Obviously, Feeney's still in net. Brown and Neal on D. Kaiser at the dot. Wernick to his left. And Isaiah Donnell has moved up to right wing. Kaiser. Wernick. Puck thrown down by Lake Forest. Neal goes back to retrieve. No icing. Neal over towards Brown. Pops out to Wernick. Donald goes back to the corner. Changes direction. Over to Neal. Up to Wernick. Cross ice to Brown. Luke Brown enters the zone. Over to Kaiser. Kaiser gets through. Delayed penalty on Lake Forest for a tripping on Kaiser. Evanston has the extra attacker. And goal! Goal by Luke Brown. Goal scored by Luke Brown when Evanston had the extra player in anticipation of the penalty. Face off, it'll be Alvarez at the dot, Press to his right, Veland to his left, Neal and Frizy at D. Play is slowed down because there's a puck in the corner. Alvarez. Frizy comes up. Veland at the point. Alvarez. Puck covered by Beatty. I want to say Frizy. Same five stay out on the ice. Alvarez, Press, Veland, Frizy, and Neal. Puck comes over to Neal. Attack back, Veland, Neal. Neal gets it out of the zone, skates it up. Cross ice to Press. Alvarez. Saved by Feeney and then Neal. Neal takes it. Cross ice up to Press. Press out of the zone. Neal up to Alvarez. Alvarez pitchforks it in. Lake Forest throws it to the corner. Veland in the corner. Pass down. Veland gets it out to Frizy at the point. Frizy throws it into the corner where Press centers it. Brown comes down. Luke Brown centers the pass, centers it. Puck thrown out to center ice where Donald retrieves, surveys. Lake Forest throws it in. No ice. Frizy goes back. Flattens the puck. Wraps it around to Donald. Donald in the short board. Donald. Kaiser. Lake Forest now enters the zone. Wraps the puck behind the net. Brown. Over to Frizy. Frizy. Donald. Donald up to Kaiser. Kaiser enters the zone. Kaiser shot! Goal! Goal by Kaiser at 11:08 of the third. Off for the face-off. It'll be Kaiser, Wernick, and Donald up front. Kaiser at the dot. Neal and Brown on D. Donald pressure, Brown now. Brown throws it down. Lake Forest skates behind their net. Kaiser, forecheck. Icing has been waved off. Luke Brown goes back to get the puck left by Feeney. Feeney up to Donald. Brown up to Donald. Donald with pressure on the puck, backs it away. Takes it. Wernick. Wernick with pressure on the puck. Neal now. Neal, Kaiser. Kaiser. Neal. Puck skips out to Frizy. Frizy over to Neal. Neal up to Bostwick. Lake Forest now at mid-ice. Puck intercepted by Shulkin. Shulkin gets it out of the zone. Delayed offsides on Lake Forest. They tag up. Frizy now. Up to Bostwick. Bostwick up to Lang. Lang gets it to center ice. Shulkin. Lang. Frizy up to Bostwick. Lang. Shulkin comes back, gets it, throws the puck in deep. Evanston goes for a change. Bostwick on the forecheck. Now Wernick. Wernick with pressure. Kaiser chasing the puck. Neal there too. Forced in wide. Bostwick clears the puck. Evanston with an ice. Puck will come down to the right of Feeney. Brown and Frizy on D. Kaiser at the dot. Donald and Wernick, I believe. Yes. Donald chips it out, chases. Donald and Wernick chasing the puck. Covered up by Lake Forest. I'm okay right here, right? Kaiser wins it back to Donald. Donald can't get the shot off. Kaiser retrieves. Kaiser throws it behind the net. Wernick goes to chase in the short corner. Wernick. Donald. Back to Wernick. Donald now. Frizy. Oh. Kaiser with pressure. Kaiser back on D. Kaiser takes the puck away. Kaiser shot! Touch the senior. Brown. Brown goal! Luke Brown with the goal. Off the on-throw puck. Luke Brown with his second of the game.
Capture every chance. Efficiency.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Looks like Lake Forest is changing goalies. Alvarez, Veland, and Press up front. Neal and Frizy on D. Neal gets the puck. Neal skates in the zone, throws it in deep. Press, centers it. Frizy. Neal now. Offside on Lake Forest. Brown and Neal on D. Press, Veland, and Alvarez up front. side on Lake Forest. Evanston changes the front line. It'll be Kaiser, Wernick, and Donald now. Kaiser at the dot. Kaiser wins it back to Neil. Neil skates it up. Goes a little bit forward. Feeney throws it to the corner. Donald along the boards. Skips back towards Brown. A late penalty on Brown coming up. It's like a hooking penalty on Brown at 7:20 of the second period. Kaiser, Frizy, Donald, and Neil. Kaiser, oh, Frizy. Oh, puck goes off the bar. Kaiser throws it down, chases. Kaiser in the corner. Kaiser behind the net. Kaiser up to Donald. Donald throws it back behind the net. Now gives chase. Neil kicks it and then backhands it to center ice. Lake Forest enters on Frizy's side. Frizy with pressure. Saved by Feeney. Kaiser tries to get around the boards. Comes out to the point. Blocker saved by Feeney. Kaiser with pressure on the puck thrown out into the safety netting. 1:07 left in the Lake Forest power play. Now Wernick and Alvarez up front. Neil and Frizy stay on D. Lake Forest goal, power play goal, scored at 6:19. Okay, for the face-off now, it'll be Neil and Brown on D. Alvarez at the dot, press to his right, Phelan to the left. Phelan takes it in, takes it to the shortboard. Puck comes out to Brown. Brown circles. Neil. Luke Brown. Alvarez chips it out of the zone. Press with forecheck. Press. High stick on 85 for Lake Forest. Evanston with a 2-minute power play at 5:45 of the second period. The Kaiser, Wernick, Donald up front, Frizy and Brown on D, Kaiser at the dot. Kaiser wins it over to Donald. Donald's pass intercepted. Frizey goes back to retrieve the clear. Brown. Frizey. Kaiser. Back to Frizey. Frizey. Shot goes to the short corner where Wernick retrieves. Wernick out to the point. Donald now. Donald. Puck goes wide. Neal goes back. Neal behind the net. Neal up to Donald. Donald along the boards. Skates. Donald throws it in the net. Covered up by Lake Forest. Evanston still has 52 seconds of power play. And Nicholson is back on the ice. So it'll be Nicholson at the dot. Wernick to his left, Kaiser to his right. Donald and Brown on D. Penalty on Luke Brown, 2 minutes for interference at 4:28. Donald, Nicholson, Frizey, and Kaiser out there. Nicholson now. Nicholson in the corner. Nicholson skates it out. Lake Forest now slows it down. Puck comes down, Donald's side. Nicholson. Over to Frizey. Frizey. Donald. Nicholson on the forecheck. With pressure on the puck. Frizey comes over, gains possession. Frizey off the glass and out of the zone. I think Evanston knocked it back in though, so there's no offside. Now they throw it out. Oh. Alvarez in after the puck. Neal intercepts the pass, takes, overpowers, and throws the puck down. Donald now. Donald blocks. Covered up by Feeney. 11 seconds left in the Evanston PK. Kaiser, Nicholson, Donald, and Neal. Shot by Lake Forest point at the point which blocked. Nicholson comes away with it, skates it along the short board. Gets possession at the point, throws it into Kaiser. Wernick shot. Evanston's at full strength. Kaiser passes to Donald. Donald kicks it forward. Kaiser goes back to retrieve. Kaiser over to Neal. Neal. Neal in the corner. Neal up to Kaiser. Left it for Nicholson. Nicholson goes up to Wernick and tips it into the zone. Wernick chases. Press chases. Donald gets it. Donald skates. Donald. Frizy now. Frizy in the neutral zone. Over to Alvarez. Alvarez. Brown. Reverses it to Press. Press throws it in deep. Alvarez in the corner. Phelan comes down. Frizy now. Phelan from his knees, centers it. Frizy back on knee. Save by Feeney. Okay, under a minute left in the period. Obviously, Neal and Donald on D. Nicholson, Kaiser, and Wernick up front. Nicholson, puck squirts the short board. Neal in pursuit. Neal hits it up to Wernick. Now thrown back in the corner. Donald. Donald maintains possession. Changes direction. Gets up to Nicholson. Nicholson skates it out. Up to Kaiser. Kaiser. To the corner. Nicholson wraps it around. Neal comes down. Puck thrown out. Donald goes. Donald up to Nicholson. Gets it to mid-ice. Donald. Nicholson. Donald. Kaiser. Kaiser throws it down, and there's a penalty as time expires. Not sure who's it on. Okay, Evanston will be on the power play to start this period. I didn't see what the call was, but it was a scout penalty. So the power play will start with Nicholson at the dot, Kaiser to his right, Wernick to his left, Brown and Donald on D. Kaiser Kaiser throws it in, wraps around to Nicholson. Nicholson, Donald. Oh, puck skips over. Gets it over to Brown. Up to Wernick. Brown. Nicholson now. Nicholson skates it in. Shot blocked. Retrieves his own. Behind the net. Out to Donald. Puck skips out of the zone. Penalty on Evanston, 2 minutes for tripping on Donald at 13:18. So there'll be a minute 19 of 4-on-4. And assuming nothing else changes, there'll be 41 seconds of Lake Forest power play. The Nicholson, Kaiser, Brown, and Friese out there. Friese wraps around to Brown. Brown back to Friese. Kaiser. Nicholson now with pressure. No goal. No, that was on the outside. That was on the outside. It landed on the outside. It looked like it, yeah. I thought it was too. Yeah, so did I. Brown to Kaiser. Nicholson. Lake Forest clears. Brown. Nicholson now. Nicholson with pressure on the puck carrier. Friese back on knee. Friese knocks the puck into the corner. Nicholson helps out. Nicholson and Friese are there. Friese now. Now Nicholson goes behind. Nicholson skates. Nicholson. Lake Forest now on the power play. And Nicholson clears the length of the ice. Kaiser with the forecheck. Alvarez now. Oh, puck is stopped by the linesman. Alvarez, Neal, Friese, Kaiser, Friese. Goal by Lake Forest. 7 seconds left in the power play. So that's a power play goal by Lake Forest. Alvarez, Veland, and Press up front. Brown and Donald on D. Veland chases again after he throws it in. Forrest skates it out. Donald. Bodies down. The jump in attempt and now takes the puck. Pass it over to Press. Alvarez knocked the puck away, over to Donald. Donald now skates in the forward. Up to Alvarez. Doesn't quite make it out. Luke Brown to the corner. Veland. Puck thrown back in the corner. Alvarez retrieves. Evanston backhand clear after the shot. Icing. Nicholson, Donnell, Frizy, Wernick now. Feeney kicks it to the side. Nicholson goes. Kaiser. Kaiser over center ice. Kaiser centering. Can't connect. Frizy now over to Donnell. Donnell shot partially blocked. Donnell back. Donnell cuts the ball. Donnell. Donnell. Nicholson. Centers it to Kaiser. Kaiser pass over to Wernick, can't quite connect. Wernick wins it back. Puck goes to the corner. Puck skips out of the zone. Delayed penalty on Joel Frizy for a trip. Penalty for Evanston at 9:25. Frizy 2 minutes for tripping. It'll be Brown, Alvarez, Press, and Donnell out there to start PK. Alvarez ties up. Big Force comes out with it. Press with pressure on the point. Now Alvarez blocks the shot. Press can't quite grab it. Goes to retrieve along the board. Alvarez with a partial block and Feeney with a save. Nice. Clear by Donnell over to Press. Press gets it out of the zone. Brown skates it out. Press gets it along the boards. Brown. Alvarez. Donnell now. Press. Brown. Lake Forest stops at the point now. Now Luke Brown gets it out to center ice. Alvarez with pressure. Puck clear down. 1 minute left in the penalty. Alvarez along the boards. Brown. Press. Puck cleared to the corner by Feeney. Now Brown with pressure. Brown blocks the shot. Donnell clears it the length of the ice. Evanston gets a change. Nicholson on the forecheck now. Kaiser keeps it in the zone. Neal gets it up to Nicholson. Neal. Puck tossed to the side to the board by Feeney. Neal intercepts. Neal clears the puck. That should kill the penalty. Evanston now at full strength. Wernick comes out. Wernick over to Nicholson. Nicholson shot. Frizy at the point. Frizy wraps it around. Wernick now. Wernick on the far side center. Can't quite connect. Kaiser and Nicholson both try to throw it deep. Neal slows down the clearing attempt. Nicholson studies everything and throws it to Frizy. Neal, Nicholson. Wernick. Nicholson with pressure on the puck. Forecheck. Press. Veland with pressure. Nicholson. Veland. Donnell's back on D. Goal scored by Lake Forest at 6:14. Okay, it'll be Alvarez, Press, and Veland up front. Brown and Donald on D. Donald goes back. Brown. Luke Brown. Veland. Luke Brown. Backhands it to Donald. Donald in the corner. Skates it. Veland. Veland kicks it to his stick and throws it forward. Veland intercepts the pass. Press. Press dumps the puck in, wraps around. Alvarez chases. Veland. Puck comes down Frizzy's side. Neal goes over, throws it to the corner, or to the boards. Frizzy throws it behind his net to Neal on the far board. Alvarez gets it out. Oh, not quite. Yeah, it was out. Hey! Offside on Lake Forest. It'll be Nicholson, Kaiser, and Wernick up front. Frizzy and Neal on D. Saved by Feeney and then covered up by Feeney on the rebound. Kaiser, Nicholson, Wernick up front. Donald and Brown on D. Puck comes back to the point. Shot is knocked down. Good save. Puck cleared off to the side now. Feeney's lost his stick. Picks it back up though. Brown gets it out. Delayed offside on Lake Forest. Lake Forest goes to tag up. Donald comes out with it. Donald, Wernick, Kaiser. Kaiser chips it in. Wrapped up in the Lake Forest feet. Donald now along the board. Nicholson. Nicholson goes back to retrieve. Nicholson gets up ahead of steam. Nicholson centering. Kaiser just quite couldn't pull the trigger. Cleared by Lake Forest. Icing. Press, Veland, and Alvarez up front. Brown and Donald on D. Forrest clears it. Off the board, down the ice for an icing. Same five on the ice. Alvarez ties it up. Veland comes over, knocks the puck away. Lake Forest comes out. Puck comes down Donald's side, shot wide. Press in the short board. Press backed up by Alvarez and Brown. Brown now wraps it around to Donald. Donald Cross ice to press. Press into the zone. Pressure by Donald. Puck thrown in. Frizy retrieves. Frizy throws it off the backboard. Press down in the corner. Alvarez. Phelan on the forecheck. Phelan and Alvarez. Donald. Alvarez. Alvarez. Kaiser. Kaiser. Around the back. Stops in the corner. It comes out. Neal chips it away. Lake Forest recovers. Pass forward. Neal on D. Neal knocks the ball. The shot attempt into the corner and retrieves. Pass it over to Frizy. Frizy wraps around to Wernick. Wernick up to Kaiser. Kaiser into the zone. Kaiser centers it. Nicholson backhands it behind the net to Wernick. Lake Forest wraps it around to Neal. Neal to Kaiser. Kaiser. Donald. Donald shot deflected. Puck wrapped around by Lake Forest. Donald comes up with it, passes it down to Nicholson. Nicholson up to Kaiser. Nicholson tips it back. Donald. Puck cleared down the ice. Floor icing. 1:14 left in regulation. Nicholson, Wernick. Oh. Timeout has been called. I'm not sure. Timeout, Evanston, it looks like. Okay, for the face-off, it'll be Nicholson at the dot, flanked by Kaiser and Wernick, Donald and Brown on D. Lake Forest clears. Icing. Third straight ice. Same 5 stay on the ice for Evanston. Donald. Snagged by Feeney. Same 5 stay on the ice. Brown clears it over to the side to Donald. Donald up to Nicholson. Donald with pressure on the D. Now Kaiser with pressure. Shot saved by Feeney. Cleared out to Kaiser. Kaiser skates it. Up to Wernick. Wernick. Brown now. Brown takes it. Blocker to the far corner. Kaiser with pressure at center ice. Donald knocks the puck down. Hand pass on Evanston. Hand pass on Evanston. Now it looks like Lake Forest calls their timeout. Okay, after the timeout, 6.5 seconds left. It'll be Brown and Donald, Kaiser, Wernick, and Nicholson at the dot. Nicholson comes away with it, wraps it around, short board, Brown. End of regulation, 4-4. That'll be I was just looking at the overtime rules. There'll be a full 14-minute period of 5-on-5 hockey, obviously golden goal, so first goal wins. There will be an ice cut after the first overtime period if it lasts that long. Okay, Evanston will be going from right to left. Be Nicholson, Wernick, and Kaiser up front. Brown and Donald on D. Kaiser with pressure, knocks it away. Brown side. Brown goes to the corner, wraps it around to Donald. Donald, Nicholson, Kaiser. Kaiser gets it up to Nicholson. Nicholson shot block. Puck wrapped around by Lake Forest. Kaiser. Donald at the point. Keeps it in momentarily. Goes back and retrieves. Donald up to Kaiser. Kaiser leaves it for Wernick. Donald comes in. Nicholson passes it back to Brown. Brown up to Kaiser. Kaiser. Kaiser behind. Kaiser back to Donald. Brown over to Kaiser. Lake Forest clears. Link and icing. Evanston will have Alvarez, Press, and Velan up front, Brown and Neal on D. Velan, Neal keeps it in. Alvarez now in center. Brown poke checks it away. Alvarez wraps it around to Velan. Velan throws it back. Brown up to Press. Press skates it up, gives it to Velan. Icing. Frizey and Donald come out on D. Velan, Alvarez, and Press stay out there up front. Apparently everyone wasn't lined up in the right spot, so they'll redrop. Oh, Press will now be at the dot. Press moves it over to Alvarez. Alvarez dumps. Evanston chases. Velan on the forecheck. Donald with the shot. Donald, rebound. Oh. Rebound shot by Alvarez just wide.
Oh my.
Donald. Donald skates with it. Skates it in. Shot goes up. Frizey now. Frizey at center ice. Back to Kaiser. Kaiser to Press. Frizey. Kaiser. Frizey. Donald, Alvarez, over to Kaiser. Kaiser chases behind the net. Kaiser surveys. Pass out, Donald. Shot, rebound. It's Wernick. Wernick was behind the net. Hand pass. Okay, it'll be Brown knocks it away momentarily. Lake Forest dumps in deep. Donald goes back. Donald in the corner. Donald. Feeney covers it up. Same five stay on the ice. Shot saved by Feeney. Rebound. Goes wide. Donald now behind the net. Brown goes back. Brown throws it up along the boards. Kaiser goes. Kaiser pitchforks it out of the zone. No icing. Nicholson on the forecheck. Nicholson intercepts. Throws it in deep. Kaiser on the corner. Kaiser backed up by Wernick, and now Nicholson. Brown. Nicholson. Shot goal! Caleb Nicholson wins it. 9:55 of overtime. Oh, down there.
Tonight, Evanston was prep.
Where's your good camera? I want to get this a little bit on the video.
Jason, go up on the ice.